Hallelujah. In the name of Lord Jesus Christ, we shall continue to study the book of Proverbs. We talk about money. We need wisdom to manage our finance, financial life. Even though you have a very good family, you have education, but if you don't have wisdom in terms of finance, your life will still be ruined. Your life will still full of suffering. So as a child of God, we still have to gain wisdom concerning finance. The wisdom concerning finance is not only about how to invest or grow your wealth, but actually there are some basic spiritual principles which is quite common sense, but sometimes common sense are not common among the heart of people, because we human beings, we tends to not like to be controlled. We like to indulge ourselves. If we don't have self-control on money, then also we put ourselves into trouble and also put our family into trouble. So the key is also like controlling, doing self-control, right? Self-control in money. Demonstrate self-control in terms of in finance matter, which is affecting us. So how to avoid poverty? From a negative side, how to avoid being poor. Yesterday we talked about if the Lord want to bless you, he will not add you sorrowful in it, right? Now I want to share the first point from the Proverbs is laziness or idleness bring poverty, right? Lazy and idle brings poverty. There's a lot of Bible verse in Proverbs talk about this concept. Let's read Proverbs chapter 6. Chapter 6, verse 10 to 11. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 10 to 11. Oh, can I have Shani Lin from Philadelphia? Which was Shani Lin?
Verse 10. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. Verse 11, so shall your poverty come on you like a prowler, and your need like an armed man.
Yes. Here is the Bible tell us that if a person, especially young person, right? Young person is your age, supposed to be facing the future of your life, that you need to build your wealth. You need to work hard to build your financial foundation. You cannot rely on your parents to give you their money, because your parents' money is their money. It's not your money. They can give it to you or they cannot give it to you, right? Even they can give you in the future. You shouldn't be waiting passively for your parents to pass down some money, inheritance for you. And for most of us, maybe our parents didn't have much because they have to take care of themselves, right? Because nowadays people live very old age. They need money to spend in their retirement. So instead of waiting for our parents to give us money, actually we should prepare to support them in their old age. And that is the key concept. Nowadays, many young people, they don't really care. They don't work. Even after they graduate, they don't are motivated to find jobs. They think that by living in my mother's house, right, I have a room. The most important is I have Wi-Fi, right? If you say no Wi-Fi, they will die. No computer, they will die. So a lot of young people nowadays called the do nothing generation. After graduate, don't look for a job, stay at home, eat from the parents, stay in the same room. As long as I get a computer, I got an internet, everything is solved. They don't even go look for job. And even when they go to look for jobs, every job they don't like. There's too much hard labor. That job is too boring. That job has no prospects. And then they end up staying at home even after a few years you graduate. Then that is very bad, right? Because laziness or idleness will bring poverty. In the future, all your friends, all your peers, right? They buy car, they buy house, they have their family, but you're still nothing. Why? Because you're not willing to hard work. This generation is hard because the previous generation, our fathers or our grandfather generation, they don't have any options. They must survive, right? That's why they need to work very hard. No matter what kind of job they are given, they'll just work it. But imagine nowadays, because we have our parents, so we are so dependent on our parents. But can you imagine if your parents did not support you right now? You have to earn your own rent, you have to earn your own food, then you cannot be idling. So right now, even though we have our parents to support us, we should tell ourselves to not be idle, right? After you graduate, just do any job first. Of course, don't break the Sabbath day, right? You keep the Sabbath day. You find a job which allows you to keep the Sabbath. But even you haven't found an ideal dream job or career, don't just stay home and just keep waiting. Any part-time job will stop you from idling. You never know, maybe in your part-time job, you met someone who really appreciate your skill, your talent, or your character, right? I know a sister, after graduated, she really couldn't find a job in her field, but she needs the money. And even though she has a house to stay, she can stay in her parents and idling, doing nothing. But she decided, I'm not going to idle. I'm not going to stay at home and just play computers. I'll take any job which can help me to earn something. And she went to find a part-time job. You know what job she does? She does counting traffic in a junction, because the city, sometimes they have to plan the road, and they have to hire someone to have a counter and then count how many cars are passing through that junction for like 4 or 5 hours on a day. It's so boring job. And then sometimes it's very hot during the sun and sometimes raining. But she said to herself, I cannot sit idle at home. I must keep myself going. Even if it's a boring job, even just earning minimum pay. But I don't care. I want to keep myself going. And thank God, after like 6 months into that boring job, and one day her office were hiring someone who is related to her field of studies. And they know she has this background. And then the boss asked her, I know the other department hiring someone who is in your studies, your background, you can apply. Wow, that the sister's so happy. Yeah, sure, I want to apply for that. And guess what? Of course, with God's help, she got a job, but not without her own effort of trying, doing something which is so boring at the beginning or so low skill, a low pay. But thank God now she got a job. She worked on a few years on that department, officially full-time job with benefits. And she has bought her own first apartment. Even she hasn't got married yet, but she saved up enough down payment to buy a pre-sale house. So it's all up to your own motivation. You want to just keep waiting, try idling at home, doing nothing, or you just do anything because you want to save up for your future, right? So a little sleep. I know in NYTS, you guys have to wake up early, but few more days, no more early morning, right? Few more days, you sleep in again. Especially if you graduate, you haven't found a job yet. It's very easy to sleep late. I mean, sleep late and wake up late, right? Or you're waiting for an appointment, or you're in the summer. But a hardworking person is the person who works so hard and they can build wealth. But a lazy person, even if job interview, he'll forget or too lazy to go, right? And poverty or scarcity will, like an armed man, will scare them and also cause them poverty, right? And another verse, the same thing, chapter 10, verse 4 to 5. Lynn from Toronto.
For he who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Verse 5, he who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame.
It's not that hard to foretell a person's future, right? If a person is very lazy, slack hand, just like enjoyment, but didn't do hard work, well, actually, it cannot cause him very successful in the future. But a person with diligence make riches, right? Riches didn't fall from heaven. Riches depends on your hand to work hard to build the basics, right? You can start from small part-time job when you're working, when you're studying. Some people, they can manage studying and even work part-time just to earn their own pocket money, earn their books fees. They have to rely on the parents, right? A wise youth harvest in the summer. What does summer mean? Summer when you are healthy, you are strong, you have the opportunity. Right now is your summer, young people. This is your summer right now. I know not physically summer, but 18, 20 is your summer. You are supposed to enter the workforce. Even you are studying, you can still do a part-time job, make your experience, right? Even just a few hours in a week, right? And spiritually speaking, of course, you have to work hard, right? Physically speaking, we have to work hard. Spiritually, you have to work hard. When you are young, build up your Bible knowledge, build up your understanding of God's words, serve God. Don't sleep in the harvest time. Now, this is the harvest time now. Spiritually speaking, Jesus coming very soon. We are close to harvest time. But as a youth, this is your harvest time. You're about to leave college, or you're in a college. Very soon, you are entering the workforce, or you're preparing yourself. Don't slack off. Don't be lazy. Now, there are few things we can kill your time every day, make you lazy. Now, this generation, the biggest challenge is the computer and internet. Back in those days, right, people are lazy, they just sleep. And when I go to Africa, because the weather is very hot. So when the weather is very hot, that people feel like sleeping whole day, right? It's so tired to move around. So that's why our diligent farmer have to wake up like super early, wake up like 4 or 5 a.m. When the sun is not that hot, he finish all his job. And then when the sun is in the middle, okay, they can take a nap. But evening, they go out to the field again. They are not like resting the whole day. Yeah, you need to rest, but you don't rest the whole day. Now, we are not farmers. Our parents are not farmers. But one thing makes us lazy nowadays, kill all our time. It's the same thing that you are using taking notes right now. It's the computer and internet. is the time killer, I tell you. If you are not careful, even for preacher, pastor, minister, the same. You open the computer, the information can feeding you hours and hours and hours endlessly, and your day is just gone. Or suddenly you find, I've used 5 hours on browsing the internet for nothing, right? Watching TikTok, YouTube for nothing. And for sister, social media, kill your time. Wow, so much time is lost. You could be use it for more productive. So if you're lazy, definitely will be in ruin in the future, even not only spiritually, but financially. The second thing can bring poverty is the pursuit of pleasure. The pursuit of pleasure. If someone like enjoyment, didn't like hard work, he liked enjoyment, it will bring poverty. Let's read chapter 21, verse 17. Ivan Wang.
Chapter 21, verse 17. He who loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich.
Thank you. It is not the matter of how much you earn that you can build your wealth, but it's a matter of how much you spend. Let's say if you earn 100,000 every year, it's not bad for a graduate, right? It's not bad. If you earn 6-figure right after college, you are pretty lucky, and probably you are whether a doctor or engineer or in lawyer. Usually normal job will not give you 6-figure unless you enter a tech company. Okay, let's say you earn 6-figure for first year you graduate. But what happened? You like brand name clothes. Everything from top to the bottom has to be brand name. And then you go to lease a Mercedes-Benz. Even you are fresh from college, or you lease a BMW. Every month you're paying like $1,000 or $2,000 for your car payments. And when you lease in a nice apartment, you want to rent a nice apartment, have an ocean view. And then you don't like to cook for yourself. You like people to serve you in a good restaurant every single day or a couple of times a week at least, right? And you go to buy Starbucks coffee every morning and afternoon. Okay, the list can go on and on. You like enjoyment, and then you like vacation. You don't like just a road trip nearby, but you want to fly to Europe, fly to fourth place, because you think you have earned the money right now. You like enjoyment, you like pleasure. And then sometimes you hang out with your friends, you even go to bar drinking alcoholic drinks. Those are very expensive. Social circle, right? If you work in an accountant or lawyer, those are high stress job. Financial industry also the same. After work, your colleague can tell you to go drinking. Every drink costs you $30-$50 because you think you can afford it because you earn 6-figure. Now, even you earn 6-figure salary, but at the end of the month, you're still broke. Why? Because you want the best of everything. Best car, best apartment, best clothes, brand name, and then jewel, nice bag, right? And everything. And then you end up using a credit card for your expenses. You're still broke, even though you earn 6-figure. Even if you earn 7-figure in the future, if you do not control your pleasure, if you do not control your desire of material, you still end up broke. So it is to start now when you are a college student. You got to control. Yeah, if anything I can get by, I don't need to use the best thing. Even your parents love you sometimes. Okay, buy the best. But say, it's okay, I can, as long as I can get by. Yeah, I'm okay, you don't have to. If your shoe is not broken yet, if your computer is not broken, don't upgrade, right? You can still use it, you use it. Otherwise, if you use to pleasure, you get poor. Another reason for poverty is people are gluttony. People of gluttony, people enjoy eating and drinking and feasting every single day, will bring poverty to themselves. Let's read 21 verse 20. Edward Yeung.
Verse 20. There is desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man squanders it.
Here said, a wise man, even though he has choice food or good oil, but they won't use it up immediately. But a foolish man, you know what? They have it, they use it all because they cannot control their desire. Right? If you have something, you want to use it sparingly, that lasts longer. Even you have money, right? You don't spend it all, right? You limit your expense, but you put some portion of your monthly salary for saving for the rainy days. And then you put some part of your money for like saving or for investment, right? Investment to grow the portfolio, long-term investment. But most importantly, you save the money, your tithe, we have mentioned a few days ago. Whatever you earn, you must bring tithe. That is the key for God to bless you. But if you spend everything else and you try to over tithe, you don't have money for tithe, right? Or sometimes you forgot about tithe, right? If you don't over tithe, you cannot receive God's blessing. You'll get poor over time. But people of gluttony, eating and drinking, especially you like going to fancy restaurant, even how much you earn so much money, you cannot keep those saving. Once in a while, go to hang out with friends or brother and sister in a restaurant, it's okay. But you don't have to go to those super expensive that you cannot afford. Now, another reason can bring you poverty in the future is borrowing and co-signing. Borrowing and co-signing can bring you poverty. Right? Let's turn to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7. Vivian, Yeung. Proverbs 22, 7.
Proverbs 22, verse 7. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender.
Yes. If you are a borrower, you are the slave to the lender. If you are a borrower, you are the slave or servant of the creditor, right? What does it mean? If you borrow without discretion, then you will be in financial ruin. Of course, as a student, now you may have some loans. Let's say you have some student loan. That is totally okay because that can reduce your parents' financial burden. You borrow from government to study in a college. That is not a bad thing. Actually, education is investment. Education is an investment for your future. Nowadays, if you don't have a college degree actually means like a high school degree few decades ago. College degree nowadays is a minimum. If you don't have a college degree, whatever college, whatever subject, if you don't even have a college degree, all you can do is only minimum or minimum pay jobs, which low skill, low pay job and low benefit, factory jobs, right? So by all means, you have to get a college degree pass, or you go to learn a skill or trade, or you go to learn a skill or trade like plumber, carpenter, or mechanics. But even those trade now, they need you to have a certificate from the college, right? So you borrow from the government to study, it is totally fine. But if you borrow to spend, that is a bad idea. If you borrow for your own luxury or pleasure, it is a foolish idea. Now there are a lot of Americans or Canadians, they are credit card slave. You know, back in my days in our college, you know, the bank come to the campus and offer us students like a pre-approved credit cards. Pre-approved. That means you just sign your name there. You just give them their name, they give you the credit card. I still remember the first card they gave me, I got a credit of 2,000 Canadian dollar, like more than 20 some years ago, almost like 30 years ago. At the time, I have nothing. I own nothing. I have no credit history. I don't even have a part-time job at the time. I earned zero income, and they offer me a credit card with $2,000 monthly limit. Wow, I was so happy. Suddenly I feel I've grown up, right? I have my own credit card. I can spend, I can buy things, right? I feel so free. I think that I have financial freedom. And then I went to, at that, what I like hi-fi at that time. I like listening to classical music. And I saw a set of stereo hi-fi system. I remember a very huge hi-fi system with 2 big speakers and then all the layers, 5, 6 layers of CDs, amplifier, all that. That cost almost like $2,000. And then I've decided, you know what? I'll buy it. I will buy it and I'll enjoy it. Because in the future, I can pay it back. I can even pay installments. Right? So I use the credit card and go to Future Shop. At the time in Canada, Future Shop is still there. Now it's no more. So I bring all the boxes to the house and set it all up, and I start to enjoy it. And my father found out. He was so furious on me. He said, go, bring it back, refund it. Bring every single box back. Waste no time for that. I said, why? I can afford it. This is my card. I can pay it slowly, monthly minimum payment, and in the future. He said, no, just bring it back. At that time, I don't know why I was so angry. I was so upset. But one thing good about at that time, thank God, that I really fear about my father. If he says something, I cannot disobey. I don't know, maybe I just don't want to hurt him. But I was really hurt in me. I hated his advice. I hated him even. I think that in the future, I'm not living in the house. I'll spend whatever I want. I don't even have to listen to you. But now because I'm staying in the house, so I got to listen to you. But many years when I look back, I really thank my father for so stern on me, stopping me from using my credit cards to buy things that I don't need. Right? Why so many people that indebted to credit cards? Because the credit card carry like 30% of annual interest. And it's compounded. Every month you cannot pay the balance. Not only you pay the interest, but the principal, but everything roll up like a snowball. At the end of the year, wow, can you imagine? Compound interest, 33% annually. If you're owing, maybe you own just a few thousand at the beginning, but you end up like tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of credit card debts after a few years. It will kill you. So many people, they're so foolish. They borrow by credit card. They spend the money they don't have to buy a nice phone, nice computer, nice clothes. So debt will make you poor if you don't manage it properly, right? Now, another thing will make you poor is if you put up security for others, or you put collateral, or you become a co-signer. Let's start of Proverbs chapter 11:15. Benjamin Joe.
15. He who puts up security for another will surely suffer. Whoever refuses to strike hands in pledge is safe.
What does it mean here? Financially speaking, when other people borrow money, they maybe require a so-called guarantor or pledge. But they don't have enough pledge for borrowing. They may ask for their friends or relative for co-signer or called guarantor. Let's say if your friend or your relative want to borrow 100,000 from the bank to do some business. They have a great business plan, but they don't have pledge. The bank tell them, you find a friend, co-sign it. And then your friend come to you, hey, you know what? I have a perfect business plan. I want to borrow 100,000 and for sure my plan will work. But the bank won't lend me the money unless somebody can co-sign it for me. So you're my best friend or you are my good relative. You're my brothers. Can you co-sign for me? What does it mean? Oh, you don't know what it means? You just sign. Okay, sure, I'll help you co-signing. You are foolish. Co-signing means if he cannot pay off the debts, the bank will come to you. They say if he cannot pay the 100,000 he owe or 1 million he owe, you sign it, you have to pay. You say, I don't have money to pay. Okay, then you have to sell your house to pay. or that become your debts. You have bad credit history from now. I know some examples. Some people sign off guarantor, become a co-signer. They end up in debt for many, many years. Not because they themselves waste the money or they waste it for pleasure, but just they were too nice to refuse their friends or relatives to co-sign a debt agreement. So if you have wisdom, you'll never co-sign for other people, right? Yeah, you want to do business, this is your problem, right? Yeah, good luck for you, but I cannot co-sign for you. You borrow money, I cannot co-sign for you because I don't even have money to pay back. I don't want to be in debt. So don't be foolish in this aspect. All right. So those are the things we must avoid in order not to go into financial trouble. But of course, other than that, besides working hard, you have to ask God to give you wisdom, right? To bless you over tithe, plus to save up for your rainy days, and then save up for some money for investment for the future. But do not be greedy. You know, some people are very greedy that they end up poor. They end up poor. Let's turn to a Bible verse. Let's turn to 1 Timothy. Chapter 6, verse 5 to 10. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 5 to 10. And I have Kevin Chow. Oh, Gabriel. Gabriel. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 5 to 10.
Sorry, verse 5. Useless wranglings of men, of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, who suppose that godliness is a means of gain. From such withdraw yourself. Now godliness with contentment is great gain.
Okay. And then verse 9 and verse 10.
Verse 9, sorry. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation and snare, and into many foolish and harmful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, for which some have strayed from the faith in their greediness and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Now, I just want to mention one thing here from the Bible. Greediness will cause you harm according to the Bible. If you really try to get rich quick, fast, actually, verse 9 said, you will have a lot of deceit and ensnarement. And of course, you'll go to destruction and calamity. Not only financially, but spiritually, right? Nowadays, a lot of people, yeah, they want investment, but you know what they do? A lot of young people, they don't want to get a proper job, earn salary. All they want to do is just to get rich quick. And what do? Oh, day trading. Download an app, using a cell phone to buy and sell every single day. Those are bad. Those are not good investments. Long-term investment is good for building wealth, but not day trading, not speculation, not go into risky financial tools to try to get rich quick. All those things will bring financial ruin because we are greedy. So much greed. Yeah, and maybe at the short term, you can earn so much. Just like recently, right? The past few months, the GameStop things and then the Bitcoin things. Yeah, certainly it can go up so much. Some young people are so crazy about it. But at a certain time, for nothing, for no reason, it can drop so much and you can lose all. So if you do day trading, short-term buy and sell, speculation, those are not wise way to do wealth. Wise way is work hard, save, and then invest long-term. if you have the saving to invest, right? But not speculation in the stock market, like recently what a lot of young people does, right? So the Bible tells us do not be greedy, right? For whatever God give it to us, be content. Verse 6, godliness and contentment is great gain, right? That is the true wisdom. Write it down, copy it, even though, I don't know, maybe the counselor has already designed the test, but this will be a good verse for the test too, if there's still space for it. What is the true wisdom of wealth? What is the true wisdom of wealth? It's not the more you get, the better. It's godliness. You put God first, you balance life, worship God, serve God, plus contentment. Whatever God has given me, I am content. Enough to survive, enough to feed my family, enough I can do all my needs. I have enough. I don't have to have more, but I will save for the future. I'll save it when the church needs it, right? Not for my own enjoyment, not for my own glory. So godliness plus contentment. Nowadays, people chasing for wealth, they don't care. They use ungodly gains. And then they don't have contentment. Even though they are so rich, but they still want to have more. Never stop. But for us, two key words on wealth. Godliness. No matter what way you earn money, have to be godly, right? Don't use ungodly ways. Don't invest in ungodly company, right? Let's say, oh, marijuana company, casino company, tobacco company. Those are not, we Christians, we wouldn't even do it. Why do you invest in this company? Godly is the key. And then contentment. Whatever God has given me, right? More or less, I'm okay with that. I don't envy other people's wealth. I don't want to compare other people's, right? Those are the most important idea on wealth. And of course, if you go to college, if you have chance, take some courses about finance, basic finance. It will help you, even though you may not be a management major, but have some basic information about how to manage finance properly. It's beneficial. Or economics, let you understand how the money works in the world, right? So that you will not be cheated. You have some basic idea about risk and return, right? Some people tell you, oh, invest in this scheme, guarantee 10% every year. If somebody say guarantee and then 10% return, you better be careful. Sometimes it's too good to be true. How can you guarantee 10% return every year, right? Or even in some case, 20% invest in this, 20%, 25% guarantee return every year. And right, if you are financially educated, immediately it's a scheme. It is a Ponzi scheme or some other scheme. There's no way you can have a 25% annual return guarantee. It is just not right. It's impossible. You are being cheated. But if you earn, other places, it's only 3% return, 4% return. But invest in your operation, your plan, you got 20, 25, 30% return, sure. And then you are foolish. You get cheated all the money, right? And also heard some other failure story. Some member, they come to a new country, they need to invest, but they don't know the trade. Their friend tell them, oh, I open a so-and-so factory, open an operation. They don't even know the trade. They just put all the money inside. They trust their friend and they end up losing everything. So investment, you got to be very, very careful, right? If you invest in the wrong place, sometimes you lose it all. And even you cry, it's too late. So that is Proverbs talk about money, right? Now, as a college student, actually every month you should write down all your expenses and income and even your budget, right? I know maybe your parent didn't teach you, but if your parent can teach you, Every month, you should write down your income, your expense, your record of every penny of your spending. Even right now, I have my own spreadsheet. Every month, how much do I spend on grocery, on cell phone, on gas? Everything, I put it down, right? This is how you manage your budget. And you can see, did you over tithe? How much do you spend on eating outside, your coffee, everything? Do you have part-time job? How much do you earn? You look at your numbers. Don't just be money blinded. Don't just say, oh, I don't care. My parent pays for everything. You need to have financial independence, right? Do your own books. So it's important, train you from very young age and ask, hopefully God will give you like wisdom in finance. And I hope that 10, 20 years down the road, when I meet you again, I look and you can tell me, thank God on that session, the Proverbs, you know what? Now I thank God for blessing my family. I keep offering tithes. God really blessed my job. And then I have money for the things that I need. And I'm very financially sound. I have money to offer to God, right? This is very important. There's Warren Buffett, a very famous saying. If you buy the things that you don't need, one day you sell the things that you need. Write it down, very important, even though it's not from the Bible. Sometimes worldly people can teach us some wise words. If you buy the things that you don't need, one day you sell the things that you need. All right? Brother and sister, do you keep buying the things that you don't need? You may sell other things that you need one day, right? Just for survival. So why putting yourself into this kind of situation? Control your desire, control your spending. Don't compare other people. Oh, that person, if you need the first car, you fresh from college. Oh, my church friend, everybody driving a European car. Why? Oh, I need to follow them. Leasing. No, don't do that. Even get a second-hand car, just get you going. It's fine at the beginning. When you are more financially prudent, you can upgrade. But don't buy the things you cannot afford. Don't buy the things that you don't need. Right? So that will give you wisdom. So we've shared so much. Hopefully in the future, I see you. You tell me that financially, I'm very prudent. I have more than enough, thank God. And I can help church work. I can feed my family. I can spend what I want within the budget. So let's conclude this session. Let's pray in silence.